Let's continue our discussion on Stoicism, going through the Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. We ended up in Book 8. And what I found a particularly interesting section was number 21. Turn it inside out and see what it is like, what it becomes in age, sickness, death. Life is short, both for praiser and praised, for the remembering and the remembered, and this, moreover, in just a cranny of one continent. Even here not all are attuned to each other, or even an individual to himself, and the whole earth is a mere point in space. Okay, what are we talking about here? Well, this image of Earth just being, this continent being just a small aspect of space, right? How did he put it? And this, moreover, in just a cranny of one continent. So you're just in one continent, right? And the whole Earth is a mere point in space. Surprisingly progressive for a Roman statesman to look at the Earth from that perspective in the universe. Anyway, this really reminded me of something that we have talked about before and that I sometimes forget about, but then when I remember it, I find it a very useful exercise. So I kind of wanted to talk about that once again. And this is the very stoic exercise of the bird's eye view. And the bird's eye view actually works quite simply. That's not supposed to be that way, is it? It works something like this. You're struggling with something, with a problem that you have. Now, typically, I'm not talking about a huge thing, like you are terminally ill. If you're terminally ill, that's terrible, and it's completely appropriate to feel bad, right? But even there, I think Stoicism can be helpful, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about everyday things, everyday frustrations, everyday struggles, everyday things that you face. The bird's eye view then asks you to kind of float above yourself. It's a mental exercise, and now you look down on yourself and you see yourself in your home, and you fly up more and you look down. Now you see yourself in your house, and then you see your house or your apartment building or whatever, and then you see your street, and you keep going up, and you see your city, and then you see your province or state or whatever it is where you are, and then you see your country, and then you see your continent, and then you see the entire earth. And you keep going up and up and up and up, and you try to see not just you, but you try to see all beings. Remember sympathia. Everything is connected. Everyone is connected, a very important aspect of Stoicism. Now, what this exercise can do for you is put things in perspective. Your problems are real. They are real because they are real to you. But you choose how to respond to those problems. And by taking this perspective, what you can do is literally change the perspective on your problems. And what you may see when you do that is that although your problems matter to you, as they should, they may not be as overwhelming in the grand scheme of things as you may think they are. You may think they're much worse than in reality they are. And the reason for that is that they're your problems. And because they are your problems, they take up a lot of real estate in your brain. Or if you prefer, your mind. And you keep thinking about them. But this perspective allows you to claim back that real estate in your brain. Because you can say, yeah, well, this sucks. I wish this hadn't happened. These kinds of things. But they have happened. And they may not be the end of your life. They may not be the end of the world. And by looking at this greater perspective of everything that is going on, everything that is happening, with all the other people all around you, that perspective can really change. Think about how old you are and how old you're going to get. Half of your life realistically may be over, or a third, or a quarter, or 4/5. You don't know, but every day that passes is a day closer to, and that's okay. That really is okay. But what is required is that you see that correct perspective. And that correct perspective may require you to really change the way you look at things. And then when you do that, you see that this is only you. Just think of all the people in your street and all the problems they face. I'm not saying that you have it easy, right? I'm not saying that. But a lot of the problems we struggle with on an everyday basis are not that bad. They are not that bad. And that is something Stoicism was designed to help you deal with. The annoyances in life, the everyday struggles. I'm not saying they're not bad. I'm not saying they don't matter, because again, they matter to you, because they're your problems. And it keeps coming back to the same thing. You may not be able to change the problem, but you can change your perspective. And changing your perspective may not solve the problem, although it may help you to find a solution to the problem. But more importantly, you change the way the problem affects you. It's a rephrasing, right? A reformulating, a recasting of that problem into different words, into a different way of looking at it. And I think he hit the nail on the head there. Turn it inside out and see what it is like, what it becomes in age, sickness, death. Life is short, both for praiser and praised, for the remembering and the remembered. And that's the perspective, right? And this, moreover, in just a cranny of one continent, even here, not all are attuned to each other, or even an individual to himself, and the whole earth is a mere point in space. You can learn to become more attuned to others and to become more attuned to yourself. You have to do that thing, though. You have to do it. It takes hard work. But the most important person on this planet for you to get to know is you. It's not people in your life. It's not your best friend. It's not your lover, your wife, your partner, your whatever you have. It's not your parents. It's you. Because you face your life. And this is another aspect, I think, where Stoicism is often considered to be a selfish philosophy, but it's not selfish. If you understand yourself properly, your life will be better. That is not selfish, that is your duty. You can't throw away your life. And a lot of people throw away their life because they are unhappy. Because they struggle and they don't know how to circumnavigate problems. And then they feel bad and they self-pity. And to me, the self-pity is always the worst. You put yourself in a position where you start to feel sorry for yourself, and that will solve absolutely nothing. Only you can solve those issues. And only you can solve those problems. It's not up to anyone else. It's not up to the world. It's up to you. Well, that took a dark turn, didn't it? Anyway, I don't think it's a dark turn in so much as a completely different way to look at things. And again, try that bird's eye view the next time you struggle with something. And see if it helps. Because I find it helpful. In the grand scheme of things, your problem may be resolved in a week. How many weeks is your life? How many weeks is the life of humankind? How many weeks is the lifespan of the earth? How many weeks is the lifespan of the entire universe? And then you have your one issue. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. But the one issue will probably be resolved, or go away by itself. And some issues don't, and I realize that, right? But I'm talking about our everyday things. Okay, you screwed up the one assignment at work. Okay, you screwed up this exam. Okay, this didn't work out. Okay, you had this and that. Okay. Reset. Different perspective. Look down. Is it something in the grand scheme of things? Not really. If it's not, reset. Move on. I'm not saying that this is something I naturally do. It's hard for me as well, right? I struggle with this as well. But the more I do it, the better I get. And the faster I'm able to reset. It is a matter of practice. That's it. I hope this was useful. I hope this gave you some food for thought. And that's it. I will gladly see you again next week for more talk about Stoicism. Bye!